Hello, my friends! Jacob is here. Oh, I'm happy that you pressed play, and I'm so happy that you spending a little time with me again today, and thank you again for subscribing and for liking and for comments. Oh, I love the comments, and I try to get back to everybody. I do. It's hard for me to sit in one place. I've talked about that. I even like the mean comment. I don't really like the mean comments. I gotta be honest. I'm a sensitive man. But listen, if you want to take it out on somebody, take it out on Jacob, okay? So, fine. Say whatever you want. But I got to tell you something. After today's program, if you don't tell me, if you don't think in your head that maybe there is something to what is headed our way, maybe there is something to Nibiru, Planet 9, Planet X, whatever you want to call it, I really don't know. I mean, I don't think you're using proper judgment. Okay, so listen, right? We got a lot to talk about, okay? Another crazy, huge asteroid warning, right? Well, what else is new? And yes, a rare celestial event. I'm going to tell you about it, and the symbolism behind it is crazy. We're going to talk about Stephen Hawking. We're going to talk about others working frantically to get to the bottom of the over 200 extraterrestrial signals that we've received from other stars. And D.A.R.P.A. They're like the, that's the super secret, arm of, the United States. And, they're transferring something over to the Air Force. And, wow. This is big news because it's happening today. And today's program, if it doesn't get you questioning that maybe there is a Nibiru, maybe there is something to it, I don't know what will. So sit back, get ready, and I hope you enjoy it because today's show is out of this world. All right, so let's start with the latest asteroid warning, okay? Yes, it's another one. Thousands, they say, thousands of asteroids are, headed in our direction. NASA's been asking for help. They've been asking for help from other agencies, and, they're not the only ones. Many scientists are now saying, which I think is quite coincidental, I'll get into that we just aren't prepared, It's interesting that now all of a sudden it's an issue. I'm 45, so I've been around for 45 years, and, they weren't really stressing about this like 10 years ago or 20 years ago. All of a sudden, though, everybody is worried about what may be heading our way. NASA, of course, I did the video. Check it out from about 4 weeks ago. The OSIRIS-REx mission, where they're going out to asteroid Bennu, and they're, it's part of their asteroid redirect mission. Where they're trying to, bump asteroids off course, or trying to move them out of the, path of Earth. They just started this, which I think is, just super spectacular. Really, all of a sudden, it seems like everybody's worried about space, even Obama, that was big news, signing that executive order, because, and it really does, many agencies are saying that it hints to some kind of, devastating event. So he signs this thing, and from space weather, because there have been there's some problems, right? There've been some problems, for solar flares and all that stuff, but it's deeper than that. It's not just that. There's something going on out there, and they're not really telling us about it. But it does appear that they are a little worried, And look, Russia's pointing their missiles towards space. D.A.R.P.A. just, by the way, if you don't know what D.A.R.P.A. means, it's the Defense Advanced Research Projects agency. So basically, it's really about defense, and they do all those crazy experiments and all those super secret things that we're not aware of. They have technology that people can only dream up right now that they're actually 100% using already. And they just gave their most advanced, this telescope, they just gave it to the Air Force today. Why all of a sudden now, you may ask? Well, maybe it's because they're worried. So what basically this telescope is, it has this great capability of, kind of scanning the entire, sky. So it's not like how telescopes are just kind of focused on small parts. This one basically has just this broad analysis and can tell you, about a bunch of things that may be headed in our direction so that we can properly deal with it. It's called the Advanced Space Debris Telescope. That's what it's called. Now you see, this is the interesting thing though, is how everything is kind of coming together, where all of this stuff is happening like right now. Now, if you know anything about our government, well, they're pretty slow, right? And they don't take things too seriously. They don't really take things too seriously. So for everybody to be, acting now, that says something, people. That says something. And I'm sure they've known about it for a long time, but now they're probably saying, oh, well, we got to do something about it, when they probably should have been preparing long, long ago. If it's not enough to look at the record temperature, because once again, I've talked about this in other videos, I've been saying it for months on end. September, once again, the hottest month on record. That's like 11 months in a row. Now, why, people? Why this year all of a sudden? Maybe it's more than just, climate change. Maybe it has something to do with something heading towards us. Now, if that's not enough to get you excited about, what could possibly be out there, maybe you should think about the new space nation, Asgardia. I don't know if you all heard about this, but it's been in the works for a while. They're planning on being part of the UN. Even the top scientist basically has said that we're ill prepared, and that asteroids are a big threat. And so they're building like a nation, in space, that's going to be able to accommodate like 100,000 people or so, and it's going to be a nation on its own. And Asgardia. I think that's kind of cool because I'm a big Marvel fan. There's got to be a reason for all this. For the people that say that, we're everybody who talks about Planet 9, Planet X in Hebrew, or whatever you want to call it, that we're conspiracy theorists. Well, maybe you should consider all of the other so-called conspiracies, like chemtrails, that are now 100% absolutely admitted to. They've been going on forever. I mean, it's really disturbing to me that I keep looking up at the sky certain parts of the day, and we can't even get blue skies anymore. There's a reason all of this is happening, and we're being kept in the dark, and we really need to look more into this, and I hope all of you do. Stephen Hawking, that's right. He's a bright guy, okay? Well, he is working with a bunch of other people trying to track down these over 200 extraterrestrial signals. That we are receiving from other stars. So basically, look, it's been going on for a while. It was just leaked recently. I did a video on it, and now it's kind of public knowledge, so they're talking about it. Hawking is, he's involved, okay? They believe that there is extraterrestrial life, and they believe that they are communicating to us. If you remember the Kepler data that came back, was talking about that huge alien megastructure, which really they titled the paper, Where's the Flux, WTF, which really kind of meant something else. But they left out the idea that the reason the data was so, where it would let a little bit of light out, then it would let a lot of light out, then it wouldn't let any light out, and they thought that there was an alien megastructure. It's called the Dyson Sphere, basically surrounding this star, but they didn't leave out the possibility that there could be a system heading our way, and that's why we were getting the readings the way we were getting them. But I believe that they just aren't saying it. I believe that they do consider it. But yeah, Hawking's and others, they're trying to get to the bottom of it. Now, I took some flack from the video that I posted because I was scouring WikiLeaks, and I just found so much stuff about the UFOs and aliens, and I thought it was just interesting. And I took a lot of flack from some people. Some people like, Jacob, there are no such thing as aliens. These are demons. And others like, no, they're not aliens. They're fallen angels, and they're the Nephilim. And I got to tell you something. I don't really care what you call it. But I think attacking me for using the words that are now common vernacular. I mean, everybody calls extraterrestrials or other entities. They call them aliens. You want to call them demons? That's fine. You want to call them fallen angels? I don't mind. They could be. The fact of the matter is they're not human, and they are more advanced than us. It seems that way, at least. And I'm interested in finding out what this all means. I'm a big fan of this stuff. I'm a big fan of seeking. You see, I don't want to just, if you told me that this is the way it is, I'm not going to attack you and say, I'm not going to listen to you anymore, and I'm not going to subscribe to you anymore. I'm not going to attack you and make you feel bad because you just see things a little bit differently than me. I'm going to actually question it, and I'm going to seek out the matter because I know that I am not all-knowing. Right? Life is a journey, and we're supposed to be learning. We're supposed to be seeking and knocking and letting those doors fly open. Possibility, people. There is more. We've been lied to for a long time. Like Adam, we were formed from the dust of the earth. From the moment we came to this place, we were told who we are. We were told what to think. We were told not to question. And, sadly, everyone has been brainwashed to basically attack and tear down anything that is outside of the box of their thinking. So I'm asking you all to be brave and not to allow fear to rule you, because these are exciting times. Regardless of what you want to call what is happening right now, whether you want to call it aliens or demons, I don't care. Bottom line is, don't attack someone if they use different words than you. And if you want to enlighten them to more, then share with them. Share freely. I love when people share with me, and I try to share with you. I want you all to look into things, because look, if you don't seek, you're not going to find. And if you don't question, you're going to believe everything you're told. And we're told a lot today. There is a reason that people are focused right now, that the nations of the world are focused right now on what is going on in space. There is a reason that now all of a sudden they're going to put another telescope on the moon. There's a reason for Project Blue 2019, which is this another huge telescope. They're looking for extraterrestrial life, Alpha Centauri. Now look, I want to end today's show with this great event that's happening right now with the moon. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a huge moon in the sky. It's called the Hunter's Moon. Well, there is an occultation, which basically the word means to hide. Yeah, occult means to hide something. So basically, the moon is going to be passing in front of this great, huge star. Aldebaran is this huge star. It like dwarfs the size of our sun. They call it the bull's fiery eye because it's found in the constellation Taurus. But here's the cool part, which is really kind of interesting to me, is this Hunter's Moon that we've been having, right? Well, that's kind of what Aldebaran means. It is the follower. It is the hunter. And I got to tell you something. I think that there is some symbolism to all of this because we've been lied to and things have been concealed and hidden. And it seems like as all of this stuff is happening right now with NASA and with the other space agencies and around the world, and it really does seem like there are these cover stories going up as to why they're doing this. They're saying, oh, there's nothing to worry about, and yet they're spending more money than ever before, and everyone is collectively working together now like never before. For what reason? There's got to be a reason, and they're hiding it from us. And I'm not saying that it's time for all of us to get worried and to be scared that the world's coming to an end. I mean, I don't even see that on the horizon. But I do believe that there is change coming. And I do believe that the powers that be are worried about it. And I do believe that each and every one of us need to look behind, while they're trying to hide things and conceal things like the moon tonight. I think we need to look past that. And all we got to do is do what I do. Teach me the truth no matter what the cost. Whether you want to believe in a God, whether you want to believe in I personally have faith, right? And I know that we are more. And I know that if you seek, you will find. And if you knock, that door will be open. So just ask the question. Teach me the truth. And I believe that you will get that answer. And I want to thank all of you for spending a little time with me today. And I hope that this was a little bit interesting to you because it's interesting to me. It's crazy times we're living in, right? And do me a favor, please do subscribe, tell your friends, and let's all have a good time together. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. And I love you all, and thank you for stopping by.